You walk into your bathroom or kitchen, and every time you run the sink, you hear that loud gurgling sound, or worse, you catch a nasty sewer gas smell creeping up through the drain. You look under the cabinet and realize somebody installed an S-trap, which has been against code in most places for decades. The good news is you do not have to rip everything apart to fix it. With over 25 years of plumbing experience, I am going to walk you through 3 S-trap fixes, ranked from the cheapest to the absolute best, so you can pick the one that fits your budget and your skill level. And stick around, because the third fix is the one that will actually make an inspector smile. Plus, I have got a bonus tip at the end that most people have never even heard of. So before we jump into the fixes, let me quickly explain why S-traps are such a problem in the first place. Because understanding this is going to make everything else click. A proper drain trap is supposed to hold a small amount of water in that curved section at all times. That water seal is what keeps sewer gases from traveling back up through the pipe and into your home. The problem with an S-trap is the way it is configured. After the water flows through the curved trap, it drops straight down into a vertical pipe. That vertical drop creates a siphon effect, kind of like when you suck water through a hose and gravity takes over. What happens is the water that is supposed to stay in the trap and act as your gas barrier gets sucked right out. Once that trap seal is gone, you have got an open highway for methane, hydrogen sulfide, and other sewer gases to pour into your living space. That is not just unpleasant, it is a genuine health hazard. Beyond the gas issue, a siphon trap can also allow drain flies and insects to crawl up through the empty trap. And because the siphoning tends to happen inconsistently, you might go days without noticing the problem until the smell hits you one morning. This is exactly why building codes moved away from S-traps and toward P-traps with proper venting. A P-trap holds its water seal because the drain exits horizontally through the wall rather than dropping straight down, and a vent pipe behind the wall allows air in to prevent that siphon from ever forming. Now that you understand the why, let us get into the 3 fixes, starting with the cheapest option and working our way up to the best. The first fix on our list is extending the tailpiece and reconfiguring the trap to eliminate that double trap effect. And this is by far the most budget-friendly option you can try. We are talking $5 to $15 in basic PVC or ABS fittings from any hardware store. Here is what is usually happening under the sink when you have an S-trap. Somebody connected a standard P-trap to a drain line that exits straight down through the floor instead of going horizontally through the wall. That downward exit essentially creates a second trap shape, turning your P-trap into an S-trap. The fix here is to reconfigure the geometry so you reduce or eliminate that siphon-inducing vertical drop immediately after the trap. Start by measuring your existing tailpiece, that is the vertical pipe that comes straight down from the sink drain. What you want to do is extend the tailpiece length so the trap sits lower, closer to where the drain exits through the floor. This shortens the vertical distance between the trap weir, which is the highest point of the trap outlet, and the drain entry in the floor. By reducing that drop, you reduce the siphon potential significantly. You will need a tailpiece extension, which comes in 1 1/4 inch for bathroom sinks and 1 1/2 inch for kitchen sinks. Grab a slip joint coupling to connect the extension. And make sure you have fresh rubber washers because reusing old ones is asking for a leak. Dry fit everything first. You want the bottom of the trap to sit as close to the floor drain entry as physically possible while still maintaining proper fall. Ideally, the horizontal arm leaving the trap should have a 1/4 inch per foot slope toward the drain, no more and no less. Tighten everything hand tight first, then give each slip nut an additional 1/4 turn with channel locks. Do not over tighten or you will crack the fittings. Now I want to be upfront with you. This fix is the cheapest and the easiest, but it has limitations. You are improving the situation, and in many cases you will stop the gurgling and reduce the siphoning. But without proper venting, you have not fully solved the code compliance issue. If you are just trying to stop the smell and the noise on a tight budget, this gets you 80% of the way there. But if you want a real solution, keep watching. The second fix that takes things up a serious notch is adding an air admittance valve, also called an AAV, or sometimes referred to by the brand name Studer Vent. This is the sweet spot for most homeowners because it solves the actual venting problem without tearing into your walls, and it only costs between $15 and $30. Here is why this works. Remember, the whole reason an S-trap siphons is because there is no air entering the system to break the vacuum. In a perfectly plumbed house, a vent pipe runs from behind the fixture up through the roof, allowing air to flow in and equalize the pressure so the trap keeps its water seal. But running a new vent line through the wall and roof is a major project. That is where the air admittance valve comes in. An AAV is a one-way mechanical valve that opens to let air into the drain system when negative pressure builds up, which is exactly what happens when water drains and tries to create that siphon. Once the pressure equalizes, the valve closes so no sewer gas can escape back into the room. It is an elegantly simple device. To install one, you need to first reconfigure your trap into a proper P-trap position, similar to what we talked about in the first fix. Then, from the horizontal arm leaving the trap, you install a sanitary T-fitting. The branch of the T points upward, and that is where your AAV goes. The critical rule here is that the air admittance valve must be installed at least 4 inches above the trap weir. That is not optional, that is code. Most people mount it as high as the cabinet space allows, which gives you even more margin. Make sure the AAV is accessible, meaning you can reach it later without cutting into anything, because these valves can eventually fail after 10 to 20 years and will need replacement. Use a threaded adapter on the T so the AAV screws on and off easily. One important thing to check before you go this route. Air admittance valves are accepted under the International Plumbing Code, which covers most of the United States. However, if your area follows the Uniform Plumbing Code, which is common in some Western states, there may be restrictions on where AAVs can be used. A quick call to your local building department will clear that up in 2 minutes. When installed correctly, an AAV completely eliminates the siphon effect. Your trap holds its water seal, sewer gas stays where it belongs, and you have got a fix that will pass inspection in the vast majority of jurisdictions. For $15 to $30 and about 45 minutes of work, this is the fix I recommend most often to homeowners who want a real solution without a major renovation. Now, if this kind of practical plumbing knowledge is something you want more of, I have written a guide called 50 Easy Plumbing Fixes that will save you $10,000. It is packed with repairs you can do yourself this weekend without calling a plumber. Scan the QR code right now or check the first link below. All right, let us continue. The third and final fix on our list is installing a proper P-trap with a fully vented drain line. And this is the gold standard, the one that makes every plumbing inspector happy and solves the problem permanently with zero compromises. This is going to run you anywhere from $30 to $150 in materials depending on your situation, and the labor ranges from moderate to advanced depending on how accessible your walls and drain lines are. Here is what this fix involves. You are completely removing the S-trap configuration and replacing it with a true P-trap that exits horizontally through the wall into a drain line that connects to a proper vent. That vent pipe ties into your home's existing vent stack or runs independently up and through the roof. When water flows down the drain, the vent allows air to enter behind it, preventing any vacuum from forming. The trap keeps its water seal every single time, period. Let me walk you through the general approach. First, you need to determine where your main vent stack is located. In most homes, it is a 3-inch or 4-inch vertical pipe that runs up through the roof, usually near the bathroom or kitchen. Your goal is to tie a new vent line from your fixture into that stack. You will need to open up the wall behind the sink. Cut out a section large enough to work comfortably, usually about 16 inches wide by 24 inches tall between the studs. From the sink drain, run a 1.5-inch horizontal drain arm through the wall, maintaining that 1/4 inch per foot downward slope. Within 6 feet of the trap, which is the maximum distance code allows for a 1.5-inch drain, you need to install a sanitary tee and run a vent line upward. That vent line needs to rise at least 6 inches above the flood level rim of the fixture before turning horizontal, and it eventually ties into the main vent stack or exits through the roof independently. Use proper fittings throughout. Sanitary tees for drain connections where flow direction matters, and vent tees or Y fittings where appropriate. All horizontal vent pipes need to maintain a slight upward slope back toward the main stack so condensation drains properly. Cement all connections with the correct primer and solvent cement for your pipe material, whether that is PVC or ABS. Purple primer is required by code in most areas, so do not skip it. Once everything is connected, patch the wall, let the cement cure for at least 24 hours before running water, and then test the system. Run the sink at full blast for 30 seconds, then stop and watch the trap. The water level in the trap should remain perfectly stable with no gurgling, no bubbling, and no drop in the water seal. That is how you know you have done it right. Now, is this fix more work? Absolutely. You are cutting into walls, possibly working in tight spaces, and you need to understand how drain waste vent systems are laid out. But the result is a system that is 100% code compliant everywhere in the country, built to last the lifetime of the home, and will never give you siphon problems again. If you are selling the house, remodeling, or just want the job done right once and for all, this is the fix that wins. All right, here is the bonus tip the pros actually use, and this one can save you a callback or a headache down the road. After you complete any of these 3 fixes, grab a flashlight and do what I call the trap seal test. Fill the sink with about 2 inches of water, then pull the stopper and let it all drain at once. This creates maximum flow and maximum siphon potential. As soon as the sink finishes draining, get your flashlight and look down into the drain opening. You should be able to see the glint of standing water in the trap below. If you can see water, your trap is holding its seal. If you see a dry pipe, you still have a siphon problem and something needs to be adjusted. Most people just run the faucet for a few seconds and call it done, but that low flow test does not stress the system. The full sink drain test mimics real, world conditions, like when the basin is full of dishwater or someone fills it up to wash their face and lets it all go at once. This is the exact test an experienced plumber runs after every trap installation. And now you know it too. Takes 30 seconds and tells you everything you need to know about whether your fix actually worked. All right, that is the full breakdown. Remember, every single plumbing fix I wish homeowners knew about is in my book, 50 Easy Plumbing Fixes. Scan the QR code on screen right now or grab it from the first link in the description. I appreciate you watching, and if you want more of these practical fixes, make sure to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.